Speaking of taking a walk, looks like
Took the
Dirk
biggest walk.
took the biggest walk.
No longer facing attempted murder charge in ATL. The rapper and late King Von were arrested in 2019 in connection with the shooting outside a nightclub, and it
I
was
thought it was
really
titled Varsity, like a burger spot where he chased down like it was like supposedly like this other Chicago person he was beefing with. But I
the
mean,
ops were on the block.
the opposite on the block. But I mean, I kind of understand how they dropped the charges because they said, it was Dirk's car. They saw a handout, but like you still didn't know, like you didn't see a face of who it was. You saw an arm, and probably saw a dread. So I mean, I
And
understand what it's.
they even had their dreads colored the same. It's like where they put the blonde in it.
So you really don't know who was it is. So I mean, I guess he got off lucky. But I mean,
What other look? We got some other news with this, but it says Fulton County DA says King Von would have been indicted for the 2019 shooting if he was alive. The office has declined to indict Dirk Banks, aka Little Dirk, for the February 5th. I'm sorry. Sometimes when I read Dirk's name, I still remember when Chief Keef told Little Dirk told Chief Keef happy birthday.
uh-huh.
And then Chief Keef saw thanks, little Dirk.
Dirk.
But it said that if he had not passed away, he would have been indicted for this incident. As stated, the motion deciding to indict Mr. Banks, the Atlanta Police Department had evidence to establish probable cause to arrest him. The standard of proof, however, is considerably lower than the beyond a reasonable doubt standard of proof required for trial, which the evidence in this case does not meet. So they basically, you see this all the time where they basically know someone do it. They have the eyewitnesses, but they can't prove without a reasonable doubt that it was them. So they don't want to risk the DA doesn't want to risk their shooting percentage basically when it comes to their success rate of cases.
True.
So they'd rather just let it go,
They rather
or
easy to win.
they either do one or two things: they let it go, or they put the case on someone that's passed away, so it could be a closed case, and that can actually count like they finished the case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the narrative that's going around. Everybody, some people saying, "Oh, Dirk snitched." Like, no, like Dirk didn't. Like, he doesn't have to say, "Oh, yeah, do this, do that." Like, he has a lawyer. The lawyer represents you, and they do
I
everything.
mean, yeah, you can have the lawyer say like, "Well, what do you say about them?" That it was in the car. Where you're like, "Well, I won't say that it was anyone else, but I'll say it wasn't me." So if there's two people in the car and you're saying it's not you, they're gonna they're gonna they're gonna get who it is. But
But
I don't. I really wonder how this would have played out if King Von would have been here and still making music, because there was a lot of cases where, even in Chicago cases of people that passed away, but way before, where they would try to put the cases on him. So how much of that do you think is actually real? Because I mean, people knew that he definitely
yeah,
supposedly put in work, but do you believe that everything they're saying about him was true? That he was really out here being
Chirac Savage.
treacherous every single
Nah,
day, or do you think they're just trying to get their success rate better?
nah. I mean, I really feel like he was just a nice guy. He was out there trying to make friends. It was times he tweet people and be like, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on with your life? You
I
need some
mean,
help?"
he was very supportive. I remember when another Chicago rapper that was very big lost his life at the Gucci store. And King Von said, R.I.P. Duck, someone that I really wanted to work up with. I know he looked up to me, so it's very sad that I didn't get to work with one of my biggest fans. So, he was always speaking positive stuff. So
Hmm.
you got to shout him out for that. And it's unfortunate that he lost his life in a terrible situation. He had a problem with someone. He beat him up, and someone snuck up behind him because he was beating him up so bad, and shot him. And
And
he
like he,
tragically did not make it. But he had some of the biggest albums to ever come out. He put O Block right back on the map once Chief Keef stopped repping O Block. He put O Block right back up there as the biggest block in American history. But this is some crazy things going on.
I mean, yeah, it is crazy, but what's crazier is how fine little Dirk
Whoa, 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 whoa!
lawyer was.
Oh,
What you thought I was gonna say?
oh my God! I was like, I know we have like favorite musicians and artists, and you're like, it's a shame. Vaughn was so fine. I thought that's what you were going
Whoa.
with it.
Ain't
And I
Aiden
was
Ross to say NLE Chopper video?
he's like, "Hey, I like the sweatpants print."
Like, did you see the
Aiden
NL,
Ross talk about Italy Chopper. It was like, "Hey, bro, you packing?"
Nah, but speaking of packing, man, looks like Derek found the right lawyer to get him off the case. Cause looks like this
I
baddie.
think this lawyer beat the case and then beat Dirk. If you know what I'm talking
You know,
about.
supposedly she used to date Trouble, the rapper. They said he was one of the girls. They got photos with him and her together. But I mean, hey, you
No,
know,
it's unfortunate because Trouble lost his life going to someone's house and their ex came up and popped him.
true. And
So it's
I'm
treacherous
and
out
I'm
here.
also happy that hopefully Dirk doesn't get involved with like the Chirac indictment that's going on with like Black Ed Benzo's in. Cause I really I miss Black Ed Benzo music. He was fire.
Yeah, he was
He was
pretty
getting
cool.
better too.
And he actually talked to me on Instagram. He would respond to what I said. If I would make fun of him, he would never take it that serious and he would even make a joke about it himself. I'll be like he would try to post dance moves and I'll be like,
That ain't
that
it.
ain't it. I was like, you need to go back to dance class with Mimo. And he would laugh.
Oh Lord, Mimo trash at dancing too.
No,
But
Mimo could dance.
you think so? He's that's like
Do be with them steppers, huh?
he danced like Chris Rock off of off of New Jack City. But I mean, with this I guess with
I
this
don't
lawyer,
know.
I don't
I
even know what
mean,
to say about the lawyer. She's so bad.
it would make you want to commit crimes.
Oh, so I ain't trying to get that many crimes. But I mean, I'm glad that Dirk isn't involved in this whole thing.
Are
Hopefully,
your
he does.
rapping's a little tight there,
Yeah,
mommy?
hopefully he doesn't get caught in this whole indictment that's going on in Chicago to leave him out of it. But no, I really don't
Wait,
support people putting bodies on dead people, and I don't support y'all cops doing the same thing too. Like, do your job. Stop snitching.
yeah, because I've definitely heard some cases where they're like, "Oh, we closed this case. We put on something." I'm like, the whole world knows that this other person did it. Why y'all just don't care
Now when they don't
anymore?
do no real work.
They don't really care anymore. As long as their paperwork and their stuff, their workload looks right, that's all they care about.
But I mean, that's what everybody in Chicago gets away with things so much because a lot of people don't tell, and then I guess if when you don't tell, you don't find the weapon that was used for the crime, you don't
What
end
you
up like
gotta
get
do?
your cash.
You know what's weird is I was watching like sometimes growing up, yeah, you might have a parent watch one of those like Datelines or 2020s,
Uh-huh.
and I would always see these people get convicted. They had no evidence, but the jury knew what was up, and they voted him guilty. And then you see other cases where it's like they have them in 4K, full HD, and then they're like they beat the case. They said they didn't have enough evidence. How does this work? Like I don't understand how the pendulum swings so much. How do people get convicted with no evidence and then people that are on a camera where they basically say their name before they commit the crime
True.
end up beating the case?
It don't make any
At the
sense.
end of the day, it really comes down to your money and what lawyer and your lawyer connections have, because that's really what it comes down to.
And then I need y'all to come. I need y'all to also let us know like how do y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel like Dirk got lucky with this whole situation? Do you feel like he there's something bigger coming along in the future for Dirk, like a bigger case?
Speaking of something bigger coming
Oh
along,
Lord, he been waiting on this, Michael. As soon as this drop,
because this remind me of myself a little bit. This remind me when I popped up on campus